I believe I have improved from my preliminary task to my final production massively. My original task was to create a front cover page and contents page for a college magazine, so the final work being a music magazine front cover, contents page and double page spread. Overall, positioning and conventions of a magazine is something I've massively improved throughout the final production. My original college magazine, for example, has massive gaps between the words placed on the front cover, making unnecessary space that could be filled up to look more interesting. The positioning is messy and unprofessional, however, looking at my final front cover, the overall position of the text is placed professionally and also looks busy and exciting. This is mainly due to becoming better at Photoshop and InDesign, as skills have been improved in both these programs. I've made sure the text on my front cover is close together, as well as positioned on the side of the page, and this is also after research into real magazines. One font has also been used throughout my college magazine, which is boring and not professional. I've improved in my final production by including a range of fonts that link together, especially on the front page. Although I've used the same for certain features on the magazine, like the cell line on the front cover is used for my double page spread title. This is to give some symmetry to the pages, making them flow throughout the reader reading each page. I've also improved on fonts as I've got many from Dafont, the website, and before I was using fonts already found on Photoshop. This way I could really make my music magazine how I wanted and improve the target audience appeal. Colours have been improved throughout the process of my college to music magazine. Before they were random colours that didn't represent or have a purpose as to why they were used. However, now I have colours that contrast, are bold and bright to stand out and reflect on the type of people buying the magazine. The graphics have improved. For example, I have a banner now. This is after looking at conventions found in a real magazine like Kerrang and NME. The banner looks professional and gives context to my front cover. Before, I had no contextual features included on my magazine, other than images that weren't my own. I've massively improved in my camera work, as all the images produced on my final production are of high quality and reflect my genre of the magazine well. Before, I had little knowledge on cameras, and over time this has improved with constant practice and multiple photo shoots for this whole task. Photoshop and InDesign have been a massive part of this production, and from my original task to now, I'm more familiar with the programs and have developed skills to use and make my final production more professional. A few new skills I learnt was making banners, positioning the text and overall features, editing photos and editing the text. For example, I used the healing brush tool in Photoshop to correct the background to my double page spread image, and then imported it into InDesign from Photoshop. I'm also able to edit photos better, as before I was lacking knowledge on target audience. However, now I'm able to edit my pictures having in mind the demographics for my magazine. This allows me to think about contrast, shadows, how vibrant they should be, and many more. As well as having my college magazine, I also have many other drafted pages for my music magazine, as each time I did them my skills were improving. I believe they are a great example of the progression I have made through this whole task. Overall, I'm extremely happy with my final production and improved from my original task to now massively. I believe it looks professional, well put together, and this is due to developing my understanding of forms and conventions.